So it gives me the title to put on and then a description if I want to put it. So that's just an optional, but just another little thing to help you kind of organize your assessment or survey. So then next, past that one, is the little image button. So this is just to add an image. So when you click on that, just like any other thing in Google about adding an image, you can upload one from your computer, you can take a snapshot, you can add it by URL, look into different folders, all those kind of things, and then just uploads it for you. And you can do the same thing with adding a video. So for this, you can search a YouTube video for it, or you can add a URL. So you can add in the images and videos. And then lastly, this little button, add section, is to actually create an entirely new section. So it's like creating a new page. So right now, if I scroll, I'm only on this one page. There's only one page here. So if I add that, it's going to add an entirely different section. So this is section 1 out of 2 now, and this is section 2 out of 2. So then if I were to go to the preview to see what everyone else would see, I would have to click next, and then this is my new section because it's not all on one page anymore. If you only have one section, you just keep scrolling down and everything is on the same page. If you go to another section or 3 or 4 sections, however many, then each one is like a completely different new page. So we'll get out of that one. So those are the side buttons for each question. So then I'm going to delete this section just for the purpose of having everything kind of on one thing. So here's my first question. So you see I just clicked anywhere on it, and then it shows me that I'm on this one question with the blue bar alongside it. So there are 9 different types of questions that you can choose, and the types of questions are right up here. And so right now it just automatically by default goes to multiple choice. So if I click on this, then you can see all 9. So I'm just going to go down in order. So the first one's short answer. So for short answer, you see here, I click, I type in my question, and then short answer text. So this is meant for the questions that are just a few words. Then I can use my handy dandy little add question button. Go to the second one. Okay, so just again going down in line, so paragraph. So this one looks super similar to the short answer, except it's longer answer. So this is for paragraph style. So you write the question, and then this will give them more room to write. So the next kind of question is multiple choice. So for multiple choice, you type in the answer or the question here, and then it automatically gives you option 1. So you type in the option, and then you can add an option, or you can also hit enter, and that gets you an option as well. And then if you decided you hit one too many, then you just X them out. And each answer will have this little bubble for them to click in. So you can choose as many options as you want, and again, just by hitting enter or by hitting add option right here. So next one. So this one is a checkbox. So checkbox is super similar to multiple choice. So you see, instead of a little circle like multiple choice, it's an actual box. And then when you click it, it just checks it for you. So once again, you just type in your options. You can hit enter or add option to get another answer. You can X out if you don't want that one or want one fewer, whatever. So there's that one. The next kind is a drop down. So a drop down right now, to me, it looks like it's the exact same thing as multiple choice and the checkboxes. However, I'll show you, I'll just type in yes or no, just to have something in there so you can see. So you see it has the 1, 2, 3, looks just like these, except now I'm going to show you, we're going to go up here to the preview. So here's my, not a very good example since I don't have any questions in there, but you can see here's my short answer, here's my long answer, here's my multiple choice, my checkbox, and then here it says choose. And there you see my answers. So a drop down is just that. It's a drop down menu. So it says choose and has a drop down menu. So get out of that. So that one's drop down. So then the next kind of question you can choose is a linear scale. So this would be if you want them to rate something. So maybe I want to say how great is your day? So you can select if you want it to start at 0 or 1, and then it can go anywhere from 2 to 10. So if I want 1 to 5, I can label 1 and 5 so that they know. So 1 being a very bad day and 5 being a wonderful day. And then they can pick their number in between. So then, and then as you can see, so it's going to show just a line like this, and then they fill in the bubble for what they have, how they feel, or whatever the question is. So next would be a multiple choice grid. So within this one, just like it says, it's a grid, so it has columns and rows. So you can choose, just like we could for multiple choice and a checkbox, how many rows you want, how many columns you want. So you write in there, and once again, if you just add an option or hit enter, you get another row. You can delete them with the X just like that. You can do the exact same thing with the columns. So this would be if you want them to maybe say a time of the day that works best for them to study, or the time that they choose to study every day. So I might have the columns might be the times, and the rows might be days of the week. So maybe every day I want them to select a time that works the best for them. So I could hit this little down here, it says require 1 response per row, and then they would have to pick a time in each row. So the day of the week down here, the times of the day across the top, and then they'd have to pick one for each row. So it just really depends on just what, there's only certain questions that one is good for, of course, just like all of them. So that's why there's a variety of them. So after that, there's date. So a date is just that. You ask the question, and then there's 2 options for them to answer. They can either click the little calendar, it's not wanting to load here. So since I don't have a question, it's not wanting me to. So if I have the question, what is your birthday? My date one again. So they can either when they answer, they can go in and they can actually just click in and type the month and the day and the year, or they can hit the calendar and it will come up with the calendar, and they can just flip back and forth through the months and days and choose an option that way. And then finally, the 9th choice is time. So kind of just like with that, you can type in the question, they can type in the time, or hit the little clock and it will give them the exact time, and they can choose that by AM, PM, by the minute. So there's different options for them to actually answer it. So along the bottom of each one, as you can tell if I click on each one, along the bottom there are different options here. So this little option says duplicate. So this is if I have a question set up the exact way I want it. So maybe I have the number of options that I want, or I want the same number of options and just a different question. I could hit duplicate, and it will give me the exact same question, and then I could just change the question or change the answers or whatever it may be. It varies upon what type of question you're using, of course. So I could do that, and then it kind of just saves me from creating the entire question over again. So that could be kind of nice. Since I duplicated this, maybe I decide I don't want it. So right here is just the delete button. So you just delete it, and it's gone just like that. The required is if I select this to required, it means that they have to answer. So if I don't have any questions required, then they could skip them and submit it and be fine. But if I require it, it will have a little red asterisk, and then they have got to answer that question before they can submit it.